Hello friends and welcome back to another video. As you guys know that we have completed our Kinter series, so now I have decided to create another series in which I will show you how to make games using Unity. And you guys also know that in the field of computers in which we have to develop something, programming is must. And according to me, the best way to understand how programming works is game making. For example, I am playing a game and whenever I will press the spacebar button, my player jumps. That means there is some program running behind the game that makes the player jump whenever I press the spacebar button. The same logics you can see in my future videos. This is the introduction video in which I will show you the basics of Unity. So as you guys can see, I have opened the software of Unity Hub and you can download it from the link in the description. After downloading that, you can open the Unity Hub software and you can see here the option is new. Press that option and you guys can see a new window appears. And these are the different templates that we can use to make our game. That can be 2D, 3D, 3D with extras and many more. So let's name our first project the first project. You guys can see that there are many more templates that we can download and use to make our game. So after naming the project, hit the create button and we have to wait for a while to let the Unity open our project. And here we are in Unity. You guys can see this is console and these are the project files. And now let's add a cube in our project. And you guys can see here the cube has appeared and you guys can see that the color of the cube is not the way it should be. This is because we have turned off the auto generate light. So go to lightning and turn the auto generate on. And now you guys can see the color of the cube is white. Now I will change the dimensions of the cube. First of all, we have to select the cube. And here x will be 50 and z will also be 50 and y will be 0.5. You guys can see here our cube is converted into a plane. So to rename it from cube to plane, we will select the cube and here you guys can write plane or anything you want. Now you guys can see that my plane is ready. So now I will add a sphere in my project. Here you guys can see this is the sphere. I want this sphere to be on the ground. So you guys can see here I will lift it up a bit and we can figure out whether this sphere is on the ground or not. But there is another way which is more accurate, which is click on the sphere and add component. You have to search for rigid body and add it to the sphere. When you will hit the play button, you guys can see the ball has been dropped from the sky. Now I will record the measurements, which is y is equal to 0.625. So I will copy and paste it as it is. And you guys can see that this sphere is on the ground. Now let's drag the main camera under the sphere and I will change the position of the main camera. This is the game view. That means your game will look like this when it will be developed. Now I will create a material. That means I will define a color. So I can name the material ground. And you guys can see when I press here, the color picker will appear and you guys can select a color from here. Let's say I have selected the gray color. So to add the gray color in an object that you want, you have to go back to the scene view and drag it there. You guys can see my ground is gray. I can change it anytime I want. Now you guys can see I have changed the color of the ground to olive, and I will do the same for ball. You guys can see that the material has been created. So let's add this material to the ball. After adding the material, we can change the color as we want. So as you guys can see, this is the color. I can change it anytime I want. So this sphere is the main sphere and I will call it player. So I will now create another sphere, but the size of the other sphere will be small as compared to our player. So let's create the sphere. Now I have created 7 spheres of red color and these spheres are small. I have put them in the empty object and I have named the empty object the food. And you have to remember that nothing is working. I have just designed the game. This was a setup on which we will do programming in the next video. So that's it for today guys. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again in the next video.